Pretty good snatch
Yeah,
there.
that's comfortable. You know, she won a silver medal at the European Under-23s last year. She said that she trained extremely hard all of last year, and then, of course, recent bests of 92 and 116. She mentioned that her knees were a little sore, but luckily right now they're feeling a touch better. Speaking of sore knees, do you remember when we were commentating on the women's 55s, we noticed Katrin Bruin in the back room reaching for a knee?
I actually spoke to her in the training hall
Yeah,
afterward.
as did I.
Yeah.
What did she tell you?
We'll see. Well, let's check and see if it was the same. But she said
said
it
to
was
me
a
it was
cramp.
a cramp.
Yeah.
And then when I said, "Oh, we saw it happen on screen," everybody
Yeah.
saw. She was shocked.
Yeah.
So she must have been feigning surprise to one of us, having heard the story twice.
Yeah. You know, unfortunately,
That's good.
it's got to be a bit disappointing to have something like a cramp like that. Obviously, it's, you know, it happens, but she looked to be in great shape in the snatch.
Yeah. Okay, so Annie's going to come out now from Finland at 88 kilos. Again, 6 kilos below what she's made in competition. And she's had a very tough time over the last couple of years. 2 lower back fractures. One in 2021, one in 2022. And recovery's taken an extremely long amount of time. So the most she's lifted recently is 88 in the snatch, which she's now going to open up with.
Just forward. She pulled the bar around her knees
Yeah.
there. You could see it. Didn't get into a great position past the knee.
I mean, that is amazing to have had 2 lower back fractures and then been basically, she said she's been in a lot of pain on painkillers for a long time.
Yeah.
Turned up to the World Championships, and now suddenly she's finally pain-free. But still, she said she hasn't really gone to maximum in quite a few years now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Victoria back out now. Zoe Smith has bumped up by a kilo to 89. She'll likely be out next.
A bit stronger than the first.
Yeah.
Still a tiny bit forward when she lands, but looks definitely makeable with more weight.
Yeah, the Polish lifters actually have pretty obvious technique. You know, we've spoken before about the different lifting profiles of various countries and how you can tell. With the Polish lifters, you tend to find that in the snatch, when they catch the bar, their knees are way out. They're not in that sort of situation where the hips are sunk and the knees come inside of the feet. They're very, very pushed out with the knees. Great lockouts.
Yeah, Poland has had quite a history of very good lifters too. We've seen so many great lifters come there from there.
Yeah. Zoe Smith has just bumped up again to 90 kilos. Both she and Ayn Anderson had 89 written in, so that's going to call out Ayn now. And you can tell she's in good shape because her best internationally is 90 kilos. So to be opening up at 89, we did see her snatch 92 in the training hall the other day.
Oh, strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she knows it too. Very solid. It's a great start for her.
Yeah, Team Norway has just come on just in absolute spades over the last few years.
Yeah, we've really seen in all the classes really. They've been fielding athletes kind of across the board.
Yeah.
Obviously, Solfrid Kawanda, the world champion, but yeah, we see quite a bit of good lifters coming from Norway, which is exciting to see.
Yeah.
A country that generally hasn't had a huge presence in weightlifting.
No. Yeah, all of Scandinavia seems to have, well, weightlifting has just blown up in popularity there, but definitely it seems as though Norway is just peaking out above the rest in terms of their top athletes. Although, speaking of Scandinavia, here's Annie from Finland with that second attempt at 89.
Oh, better. She still was a tiny bit forward. Had a little bit of trouble getting the knees out of the way of the bar in the first pull there. I have to wonder if some of the back injuries have kind of made that position a little bit tentative for her.
Yeah.
But she's on the board nonetheless.
So next up, Zoe Smith will now come out for GB. At her last competition at the 2022 World Championships, she snatched 91. A few months prior at the Commonwealth Games, 88. In fact, she's added a kilo or two to her snatch over the last few competitions since the Olympic Games, where she made 87 kilos.
That's a very big opener for her recently. Strong.
That's a great opener.
Yeah. She looks a little bit relieved there.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, she's told us so many times now about this mental blockage that she's had with weights, and so to come out and make her opening attempt and make it look like that, you know, occasionally with those nerves, we've seen her take a few steps forward on that opening snatch attempt, but that was rock solid. And she does look, I think she does look physically stronger than all of the other athletes that we've seen so far.
Yeah, and so experienced too.
Yeah.
Like you said, I mean, possibly one of the most experienced in this
Since 2009, she's been an international lifter.
Yeah. You know, any mental hang-up she had, it's almost hard to believe because we're seeing a lot of successes both meets. Aine's moved up to 91. This is a kilo over her best internationally right now.
Oh, wow, what a save.
Very good correction there. That bar was going back a little bit too fast, but she stabilized it.
Yeah, she rocked back onto those heels. Just brought her body weight as far back as she could before tipping over, and it just got back a little bit further than the bar was. And she could bring herself back forward to midfoot. Look at this from the side.
Yeah, just a little twisting there, yeah.
And I don't know if you remember, she, in the training hall of the World Championships, she block snatched 95 kilos. She told us that she's been doing a lot of blocks in training, hit 99 kilos in the build-up to this competition.
Yeah, it's not too often you see athletes using the blocks. Usually there's a few sets of blocks in the training hall, but definitely not a common exercise.
Brilliant.
Yep, better than the second.
Yeah, that's going to equal her competition best. 3 for 3.
Brushes it off a little bit there.
Yeah, that's a nice lift. Yeah, exercises we don't see in the training hall very often. Block snatches, block cleans. Occasionally we see some hangs. You know, we saw some hangs from the Italians recently.
Yep.
And then a max hang snatch is something we've almost never seen. It comes from a very specific situation, and it happened yesterday in the training hall.
A remarkable lift.
It has to be an athlete who is a super heavyweight, basically, who is not competing.
Yeah.
And that happened with Gormanassian yesterday. And back in 2015, it happened with Dmitry Klokov.
Yeah, he did.
Or was that 2017? One of the two. 15, I think.
15, yeah, the 200 kilo
pause he did, yeah.
Huge numbers.
Third attempt now for Annie.
She was a tiny bit forward in the first, but made the correction in the second, brought the bar back better off the floor. A little bit forward.
Yeah, so she's only going to be credited with her second attempt, unfortunately, at 89 kilos. 5 kilos below what we've seen her make on the competition platform. Very excited, Max, to see the opening attempts of Dora Chikante from France, because she's lifted 96 kilos before as a 59.
Yeah.
You know, we've never really seen her as a proper 64 before.
Yeah, we'll see what the added body weight does.
I
would be surprised if she's not significantly stronger.
Yeah, she's put in 93 for opener, but that may well change. Zoe Smith has put in 93 kilos for her second attempt, which she may well take, but as it stands, there are a couple of other athletes who have it in as their openers who will come out before her.
A bit odd. Eine's only taken the 1 kilo increase here.
Well, it's a technique we only see from Norway.
Yeah.
We've seen it earlier in the week from a Norwegian athlete, and now again we saw it at the European Championships last year. A heavy second attempt. It's almost as though they give themselves 2 opportunities to hit a personal best or max lift.
Yep. Huge pull.
Yeah.
Tremendous power on the pull. Enough. There's a lot more in there if she can maximize her speed under the bar.
Yeah. I feel like the Norwegians are so technically sound these days that their sort of style of competition almost is they open heavy, their second attempt is their max, and then if they make it, they think, oh, well, I can't make a 3 kilo jump, so I have to just go up a kilo.
Yeah.
But if they miss, they get that second attempt at it.
Yeah, exactly. You can't repeat the weight, so you've got to go somewhere.
If only, yeah. So here's Dora now, 93 kilo opener.
Yeah, she's coming out for this.
Looks like Hanna Davidova from Ukraine might also open up at 93. So you may remember that she actually took the gold medal at the European Championships last year in the lighter category.
A lot of strength and a lot of power, yeah. Just jumped forward on that considerably. Yeah. It's incredibly strong. It's just gives you that appearance that it might be precarious to receive the weight to be stable, but she makes lots of lifts.
Yeah, she's actually been competing internationally since back in 2010. And then recently has found a lot of success.
Here's Davidova, 93, she's going to take that.
Yeah, but she actually hasn't competed in this category. Her last competition was 2017, back when she was a 69 kilo lifter, but she's settled down in the 64 category now.
It was close. She looks a bit flustered there.
What do you think happened?
Well, she looked typically like the Ukrainians do, right? We see that maybe they kind of prevent themselves from overextension there at the top of the pole, and she may have just overdone that a tiny bit. Yeah, you can see she doesn't quite get that bar behind her fast enough. She's not low enough, quick enough to get locked out, so it's going to fall forward.
Okay, Zoe Smith now, second attempt, 93 kilos. She snatched 100 kilos back in 2019. It was a mix between a British champs and an international meet. But since she's not really gotten properly into the 90 kilo range, so this will be a big lift for her on her second.
Yeah.
Wow, there we go.
Very strong. Walks it out, but
wonderful.
She's on there. She's on the board, 93.
And it almost looked as though she was taking a little bit longer to set up and go than normal.
Yeah. She's got a bit of a quite a high hip start.
Yeah, pretty high hip.
Kind of sets up, but she takes that extra few pumps basically to get herself exactly where she wants. You can see her dialing it in before she goes.
Just drops the hips, fine tension.
Yeah.
And then she's away. So Hanna Davidova now coming back out, 93 kilos. She was just a little bit slow with the lockout on that opening attempt.
See if she turns it over. Yep. Oh, good.
Much better.
Yeah.
Well, she snatched 100 kilos back in 2017 at the Junior World Championships. She was heavier then, but she has lifted pretty big weights.
Yeah, the Ukrainians have really performed basically every meet we've seen. They generally do well. We saw them at Europeans last year. They did fantastic. So it's not unusual to see, you know, the technique they have just kind of get corrected if they need it. That first one was just a little bit off, but she really made the adjustment, turned it over.
So it's going to go to, I guess, Aysel Ozcan for that opening attempt at 95 kilos, I think. Yeah, here she comes. 101 kilos is her best, but she has historically been a 71 kilo lifter. So we don't really know what she's going to be capable of here down at 64.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her best 101 at 71. So a weight class lighter, that looks pretty easy.
Yeah, she's made that 101 twice, once in 2021 as a junior at the World Championships, and then again at the following Junior World Championships in 2022. There was one competition where she cut down to 64 a couple of years ago at the World Championships, but the most she made there was 97.
So here's Zoe Smith with 95. This is just 5 kilos from her all-time best.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the most she's hit internationally in 4 years.
Takes her time.
Oh, so close.
Yeah.
Looked like the bar maybe traveled a little forward on that one.
Right. Almost looked to be a better pull, actually, than that second one, but just wasn't there. But 93 is still a pretty big improvement from Worlds back in December.
And also, she is known really for her clean and jerking strength. So if she can be within, you know, a few kilos of some of these athletes, she can still put up a pretty good total, pretty good placing. You never know. She's the kind of athlete who could definitely come away with a clean and jerk medal if things go her way.
Yep.
If she manages to make 2 or 3 attempts, certainly a third attempt could well be in the medals in the clean and jerks. So the weight is still on for Aysel Ozcan. She hasn't moved up yet. Her teammate will be the one to come out next. Actually, no, I think the Turkish team thought that Nure was going to be out, but it's going to be Hanna Davidova from Ukraine taking that third attempt. 3 kilo jump from that second attempt make at 93.
She's the second of the 2 Ukrainians here. Obviously, we have her opening at 100, so this 96 still a good placing. Oh, looked so good from the beginning.
It seemed like a better pull, didn't it?
Yeah, it was smooth. Everything looked to be in the right place, but when she caught it, it's just slightly off.
Definitely more pop at the top. And it's the same thing. You can see on the replay, her right elbow, even though she's essentially at a point where she could lock out, you know, 30, well, maybe 20 centimeters above her lowest position.
It's just not
right
there.
elbow just never properly straightens.
Yeah, that elbow just doesn't quite get into the position it needs to.
So, Nurmagomedov now, 97 kilos. The two Turkish lifters haven't faced anywhere near the same level of noise in opposition to them that the Turkish athletes faced yesterday in the men's 67s. Wow.
Yep. Very solid. Looks typically Turkish.
Yeah.
Just the incredible speed under, the foot movement so aggressive. Very Turkish looking lift. Yeah, super strong.
Mm-hmm. So Maria Handher still, in fact, she's just dropped down from 100 for her opener to 98. So she'll actually come out after this next attempt from Özkan from Turkey. So Özkan's just bumped from 97 to 98. So those three athletes on 98. And then Maria opening at 98, so she'll be out first, of course. But all athletes with the same number right now. We're at that classic point. We've seen this a few times where the front runner is probably out and ahead, and then the other three athletes are all looking for silver and bronze. So they're just going to put in the same numbers, wait for someone to make it, and then most likely all of them will bump up a little bit. Dora's made a 5 kilo jump, though, from first to second. So she's pushing a little bit more than the two Turkish athletes will.
A bit unexpected there.
The Ukrainian athletes have looked good at this competition, very good, but they have, a lot of them have had that same classic technique of just walking up to the bar and within 3 seconds of touching it, they're under it.
Yeah.
Not a lot of time setting up.
It just looks, they look a bit labored. They don't look quite as snappy as they used to, or some of the lifters have. Both the Ukrainians in this session missing their openers.
Yesterday we saw one of the most dominant, if not the most dominant performance of the competition so far from Kamila Konotop from Ukraine.
Yeah.
All new senior European records in the snatch, clean and jerk and total. So here's Dora. This is a 5 kilo jump from that opening attempt of 93. Oh, wow. Really interesting technique there.
Yeah, she just gets so far forward when she jumps under the bar.
Yeah.
It's so difficult to balance when you're both your body and the bar are moving in possibly in opposite directions. Here, take a look.
Yeah.
That bar gets way behind her. She's really vertical, really upright, so she has really no margin for error to adjust.
Yeah.
And it's just moving behind too quick.
Okay, so Aysel Özkan will be the first of the two Turkish athletes to take that second attempt. She'll come out now at 98. No doubt Narengo will bump up a little bit heavier, considering her slightly heavier opener. And of course, Maria Handher still has to make a lift. She missed that 98 opener.
Yeah. She's definitely behind the 8 ball with that.
Oh,
great save there.
What a readjustment at the bottom.
Yeah, you could see that secondary movement once the bar was fixed overhead. She made a slight adjustment, pushed herself forward, pushed the bar back a little bit.
Yeah, she just traveled horizontally, didn't she, right in that bottom position.
Let's see if we get the replay on that.
Yeah, a little forward, a little backwards movement just to save the bar from getting lost.
Yep, that second little adjustment, really nice.
Had to take a little step backwards as the bar was going back. And then she's clearly been watching what's been going on recently. She held it for another couple of seconds before dropping it. We've seen a few athletes caught out with that. Getting a down signal. wobbling and dropping it, and unfortunately having lifts taken away. Second attempt now for Maria Hanher. Of course, she is the reigning champion from this category last year. Oh dear.
This is a surprise.
Well, you know, she bombed out in the snatch at the World Championships as well. She made 102 kilos at the European Championships last year to win, but at that World Champs in Bogota, she didn't make any of them.
Yeah, it is 4 kilos from her best, but the bar's moving pretty well. It's got a lot of speed, doesn't look too heavy. She's just not quite able to get it behind her head.
So we sort of thought that Maria Hanher might be a bit of a runaway winner, but I'm not convinced now. You know, Nure Gungo's got 2 attempts remaining. She's the only one in that position. Dora is going to want to make this. Otherwise, she's going to end up with that opener of 93. You have a couple athletes also on 93, Zoe Smith and Hannah Davidova. So this would separate her from those two.
Almost an overcorrection, left it forward on that one.
Yeah, she does get into an interesting position. She brings her shoulders back pretty early. As you said, she tends to send the bar a little bit too far backwards, but it was a bit of an overcorrection.
So Hanher's got 98. This would be her third. She's got to make this to stay, obviously, in the competition. I think a bit unexpected for sure to be in this position here. She has the strongest clean and jerk on the board. Yeah, well, her best clean jerk is 120 kilos. We've seen Nure Gungo do more than that. We've seen Zoe Smith do considerably more than that. We've even seen Davidova do more than that. So she's not actually the strongest necessarily. Much better. Yeah. Oh. It's not easy. Little forward, but she made it. Wow. So she's looked like she just turned it over a little bit better. Just that last little bit just fell right in the slot just behind her head. We talk a lot about the observations we've made of the Ukrainians. They generally have that pull that almost looks like they terminate it before they extend. Some of them stay completely over the bar. Yeah. And you know, the downside of that is potentially you don't quite get that final extension exactly as much as you need. Well, I was actually training today with Alexei Turokty in the training hall. You mean he was training with you? He tagged along. Yeah. I said, look, if you don't bother me, then maybe you can, and we'll be good. And you know, we're talking about that technique, and that's what they're taught. You know, they don't open up fully at the hip. Nure Gungo now, second attempt, just a 2 kilo jump for her. She's playing a smart game. This will move her into first. Very solid. She is really good. Yeah, wow. In a good spot here. She just looks like she pulls the bar a little bit faster, a little bit higher, certainly than her teammate, Aysel Ozkan. I imagine we've got the 2 Turkish lifters in the lead now. You've got to assume that Aysel Ozkan's going to take 100 just to move ahead. Her best 101. There was, we've said before, she's made 101 kilos twice, though, as a 71. So this is massive for her. She's able to make 100 kilos. And then you have to assume Nure Gungo is going to go for 101 to move ahead of that. Yeah, so now we see the 100 kilo mark. Yep. Both of them breaching it. Yellows are coming out, currently being loaded on the platform. So obviously the advantage of making it first, she would walk away with a medal, with a gold, if her teammate repeats the same weight. Puts a little more pressure on her to take 101. Now, she took the silver medal at the European Championships last year, so of course she's clearly got gold medal in her sights. Now, particularly after seeing Maria Hanher struggling so much in the snatch, she's going to need everything she can just to try and scrape a little bit of a lead over her in the snatch. This will give her 2 kilos. previous lift, she had to make a little adjustment at the bottom.
Oh.
Yeah, just a hair too forward.
She has very similar snatch technique to her teammate, who we'll see later in the men's 73s, Mohammed Ozbek. Although I was told that Ozbek is actually pronounced Uzbek, as in if you hurl something, it's a sound. Oh. So it's Mohammed Ozbek. So we need to work on that for our 73 kilo session. So she's still going to take the silver medal, and her teammate Nure Gunga, who's already secured the gold medal in the snatch, is going to look to extend that lead by another couple of kilos. Be the only athlete in the session to snatch 100 kilos or more.
Yeah, she's not considerably far back in the clean and jerk. She's got the second heaviest opener, but we'll see. Obviously, making up as much ground as you can in the snatch is important.
So this is a kilo below what she told us she's made in training. 102 kilos is her best so far, which makes this an enormous snatch for her in any circumstance. There we go. Can she get back under it? Oh. And you know, I wonder if her left elbow might have pressed out anyway as she was standing. I think I saw an unlock and press.
Yeah, possibly.
But that's the day, you know, we've spoken about this so many times. You know, having that wider grip, often it means that if there is forwards or backwards momentum, it's very difficult to stop it. And as she ran forward, you know, she basically just ran through the bar. Let's see if she did lose her lock on her left elbow. Yeah, she did. And then it went. Probably would have gotten a press out for that. But she's still got the lead. Snatch, 99 kilos. I think the issue for her, the worry for her, is certainly going to be the fact that Maria Hanher has got a stronger clean and jerk, and she's only got a 1 kilo lead over Hanher. Yeah. So it's not going to be easy. The winner then, after the snatch, Nure Gunga at 99 kilos. Only one athlete went 3 for 3. That was Victoria Walk. The second place, the silver medal in the snatch, with 98 kilos goes to her teammate Aysel Ozkan, and then the bronze medal to Maria Hanher, also 98. We then have 3 athletes, I believe, with 93. Dorrit Kunte, Hannah Davidova, and Zoe Smith. And if you're any of those athletes in the front 3, you've got to be aware of Zoe Smith's clean and jerk, and Dora's as well. I mean, the fact that Dora made 120 kilos at 59. Yeah, that's definitely something to be concerned about because she's up a class here. Yeah, you have to imagine she's going to be able to push into the low 120s, maybe up towards the 125 kilo mark. Yeah. And Zoe Smith, not necessarily in the shape that she was when she did it, but 128 kilos. She's got by far the biggest clean and jerk on paper of all of these athletes. Yeah. We know that she's jerked 125 kilos off the blocks recently. She's clean and jerked 120, which all looked pretty good. So she's in a... Well, she's in good shape in the snatch, too. So she's definitely stronger than she was at Worlds. So that 115, most likely not even going to be the opener. And what did Zoe hit at the World Championships? It was 91 in the snatch, and then in the clean and jerk. Let's take a look. I want to say it was 118. Yeah, 118, 209 total. So she's going to be looking for 210 plus here, which a 118 kilo total would put her over 210. 118 kilo clean and jerk, sorry. There she is now. We were actually bonding over our shared love for black Labradors the other day. Oh, interesting. Yeah, we both own them, so we were just sort of catching up, you know, dog owner life. First time dog owner. Yeah. Right. I almost expected Dave to do a one-finger deadlift there. Go for a new personal best. He's got 9. You'd have to switch hands. He could do 9 more. Yeah. So there's Hanher, who put us all under a little bit of stress after missing her first 2 attempts at 98 kilos. She came back and made that lift. We had 4 athletes only going 1 for 3. 4 athletes going 2 for 3, and 1 going 3 for 3. And there's Dora now, 55 kilos on the bar.
Yeah, definitely one of the most unique styles.
Yeah.
Big jump forward.
You can even see there when she pulls off the ground, her knees do not push back at all. She actually initially opens up with her back, which is not something you see. Her chest moves back as the bar comes up the first few inches off the floor, and then the knees go.
Her hips a lot off the floor.
Normally you see lifters, especially athletes built like her, pushing with the legs, but not particularly moving the bar a whole lot. The legs push and the hips rise, and then the hips start moving it. But she keeps those knees bent throughout the first few inches of pull.
And a lot of times, too, the technique is just a byproduct of a bunch of factors, obviously. Training, anatomy. Sometimes you just have a unique situation. You know, certain muscle groups are very strong or overly developed. But, you know, a lot of times we see just different styles sort of appear. We talk about this a lot, you know, the Turkish lifters, you know, some of them having similar looking styles. Some of that's taught, some of that's just the nature of the athletes that fall into the sport.
There's Ann Anderson. She snatched 90, was it 91 or 92 she made? 91, and she came out from 92. Just that 1 kilo jump. As you said, Max, we don't see that very often.
Yeah, that very small jump to the third. You know, potentially a very good strategy.
Yeah.
If you're successful with your second, and that's basically as much as you can lift, in the third 1 kilo, you know, you can push yourself up a little bit more in the total.
Yeah, that second attempt was for a 1 kilo personal best. So she did the right thing, she made it, and then took that smaller jump. It looks like Christina just hit, was it 100 kilos she just hit? She's got 105 kilos loaded. She's got the first attempt right now written in at 110 kilos. Looks like she'll be out before anyone else. But she's 4.5 minutes out, so if she takes that in a couple of minutes' time, that's probably going to time her perfectly, as it did in the snatch for the opening attempt of the competition.
Yeah, we're looking at a pretty small spread here. 10 kilos separates last in this session from first. And then we're the same with the openers. 10 kilos is the first opener, 110, and then 120. But, you know, we could potentially move up on some of those.
As your leader right now, Nure Gunga, she's actually already on 45 kilos, which is surprising. But I think it's going to be a little bit tighter in the clean and jerk. Right now, 10 kilos separates the all of the openers, with plenty of them at 115 or more.
Yeah, only 2 athletes making thirds. I mean, really only 1 making a third in the last session, the snatch.
Yeah.
So, you know, based on that, we look at this. We don't know where everyone's going to end up. It might be that those first 2 attempts are the most critical, and they separate everybody.
Right now, Zoe Smith has asked for 115 kilos. Dora, who has the same snatch as Zoe, has asked for 113. Hannah, who also has the same snatch, has asked for 112. So that's their little battle going on to move up into that front 3. And those front 3 are asking for 116, 120, and 115 kilos. But it's Ann Anderson, actually, who's... No, she snatched 91 kilos, but she's put in 115 kilos for her opener as well, which is pretty heavy. There's Zoe with 80 kilos loaded. She has the real benefit, I think, of being so strong that if she doesn't warm up quick enough, they can just bump her up a couple of kilos.
Yeah,
and it's not going to make a huge difference because she's so strong.
And experience as well.
So experienced in the back. You can see how sort of calm she looks. She's done this so many times at this point.
Oh, she's given a little shout out there to the Weightlifting House socks.
Ah, so she is. She's wearing
a little
them.
Point. Yeah.
Very nice. Maybe we can send a note back asking her to just pull them up a little bit just so the logo can be a bit more clear.
Can we zoom in on the logo there on the wrist wraps and, and socks?
Don't worry about the sleeves.
Some off-brand. Yeah.
There's 80. When we asked Zoe if she'd been suffering or if she'd suffered any injuries recently, she said, "Touch wood, no injuries, unless my brain counts."
She's got a great attitude.
Yeah, she really does. So Maria Hanher is on, is it 65? Is there anything else on there? I think
Yeah, 65.
So she does have the heaviest opener on paper, 120 kilos, but we've seen what happens when she puts in the heaviest opener. She drops down, misses 2 attempts, and scrapes a third. So we can't necessarily take that 120 with too much confidence. That would also equal her best ever clean and jerk. So I think it's probably unlikely that she will go for that. Power jerker, just like Camilla Konotop, her teammate, yesterday. I wonder how many categories up we're going to get before somebody outlifts Konotop.
Yeah, she had a fantastic performance and looked to be good for so much more last night.
Probably tomorrow we'll see.
Yeah.
You know, there are a few 71s who, well, there's maybe 2 71s who can outlift her.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Toma will for sure.
Toma and then Julia Miserandino. I thought she's got that 110 snatch. Although, given the way the Italians have been looking, it's hit or miss, really. We'll have to wait and see. In fact, we have an Italian in the next session. The 73 is Mirko Zanni.
Yes.
Who actually lifted very well at the World Championships. The only Italian to really put out a good performance. He said he took it as a matter of pride to represent the country, considering how poorly everybody else had done. So he did great. 15 seconds now, and we'll be back underway. Victoria Walk, still the athlete to come out first. 110 kilos. Her best recently in training, 116, she told us. Now, if she's anything like other Polish athletes have looked at this competition, and historically, she'll have a pretty good positioning on the split jerk.
Pretty comfortable clean. Yep. Very solid.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Easy opener for her. Only athlete to make the 3 snatches. All 3 ending at 91.
Solid clean. She really rolled the bar to the back of the platform, almost anticipating the need to run it out, but
I also wonder if
great.
Some of the athletes are moving it out of the way of the camera.
Yeah,
it's inset. It's a pretty big panel. It's maybe a foot by a foot,
yeah,
30
something
centimeters square. So it just potentially gets into people's heads.
Yeah,
especially with the jerk.
So Hanna Davidova from Ukraine, who was one of 3 athletes to snatch 93 kilos, is coming out first from that bunch. 110 also. 123 is her best.
Pretty easy clean.
Yeah.
Big readjustment there. Yeah, very solid jerk as well.
Quite a bit more extension than most of the
she's waiting
Ukrainians go for. Yeah, she had to wait a long time
down signal there. Got one red. I have to guess that was the right arm.
Yeah, there was a little movement, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think I saw something.
Right elbow.
Jury stop. Uh-oh.
Yeah, the jury, we can see them moving, talking amongst themselves. One of the jury is up off the table and peering as intensely as you can imagine at the screen. I don't think they realize that there is a zoom button that they can use. So let's see what happens here. I'd like to see, we can see it on our screens now. They've circled her right elbow, just as you said, Max.
Yeah. I think it's a no lift.
Good to see that
turned it over.
The jury is still using paint there to look at these lifts.
I was informed that there's actually some new technology there.
Oh yeah.
That
clip art.
That they were given the ability to draw on the screen. I don't know if it'll actually be in the live stream, but we can see obviously that they can draw on the screen to point out different anomalous behavior. We're still waiting, I think.
It's definitely slowing things down a lot for the next competitors. Annie from Finland probably be the next out. Oh, they turned it down.
Yeah, they turned it down. I think she's going to take it again.
Yeah, okay, she'll come back out. She's had a good amount of rest now, I suppose.
Yeah. Oh, see, here we go. You can see on the live stream there's a circle around that right arm.
Why is there 10 minutes on the clock now? Yeah, that's okay. It's down to
2 minutes.
2 minutes now, yeah. She doesn't need any of this 2-minute clock after that. Straight back out. Yeah, she definitely finishes the pull a lot more than her teammates who tend to cut the pull a little bit.
Yeah, a little more extension there.
Great pop.
Okay, good angle here from the front watch. Elbows looked good. A little bit of a shudder there.
Yeah.
Sometimes that just gets, no problem. 3 whites.
It's like a little timing thing.
Yeah, it's so difficult. It's something you really have almost no control over, whether that elbow moves like that. Yeah, still a faint hint, though, of the first attempt there. You can see that right arm bobbles just a little bit.
But I think they're going to let that one go, which will most likely, after a few automatic increases, we'll see Annie from Finland be the next athlete out. Yep, she's already there waiting.
So opening attempt for Finland here, 112.
Yeah, 6 kilos below her best.
Pretty comfortable place to be, obviously, after she's coming back from some injuries.
She only made 106 kilos at the World Championships. But as she told us, you know, she suffered those 2 lower back fractures over the last few years. And she told us that the most she'd made in training was 88 and 112, and they have both become her opening attempts here.
Tough recovery there. You can see at the bottom of the dip, the bar rolls forward just a hair. Yeah.
And there are always some nerves when you know that an athlete is coming out with a weight that they haven't surpassed in a long time, a few years probably.
Yeah.
Just, you know, those exposures to heavy attempts really help you out a lot in training when you turn up to competition. But if it's an unfamiliar feeling, you know, it's really quite crushing.
It's a bit tough too, because if an athlete, you know, maybe has handled that weight many times, they don't have a lack of confidence, but the body might not be prepared.
Looks like she felt a little bit faint there.
Yeah.
Didn't really attempt to push her head through.
So she's got 1:32.
She could bump up. It's very possible that Victoria will take that 113.
Yeah, I think that
Dora might take 113 too. It could give her a little bit of time.
Might not be the best strategy for her based on, you know, her past and her preparation for this meet. 112 is the most she's done. Trying to open after a miss, bumping the kilo. But
she told us that she's been working a lot on trying to enjoy training more, and she said, and I quote, "I have the good feeling," which is nice to hear. So she feels good about training. Hopefully she can put up a total here at this competition.
Using every second of that clock. Just a hair forward, you can see her on her toes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, great fight there. She's definitely relieved to have made that.
Yeah, she sold that as best she could.
Two
She's
reds.
Surprised. I think we might see a challenge card here.
I think she.
Yeah, we're playing one. Yeah. She's saying that she didn't. But two judges thought she did.
Here, though.
Almost a power clean there. And she really lunged under this one. I don't know. Her right elbow. It's as we mentioned on that previous attempt from Hannah Davidova. Just upon initially locking out, there's just a little wobble, just a slight rebend perhaps. We can just see here. There it is.
Yeah, it's definitely a bobble there.
And then she holds the lockout as she recovers. It's by the letter of the law, it's a no lift, but depends how the jury are feeling today.
Yeah.
I think they've confirmed it a no lift. So she has one attempt remaining.
I think now she'll probably take that kilo increase.
Yeah, at this point I think she has to.
She's going to need the rest.
That clean was strong but not easy, not light looking.
Yeah, she's landing on her toes a bit.
So let's see, will she... I mean, they might have even played that card to some degree as a method of gaining a little bit of extra time. But the clocks are now started. Will she play that move up to 113? We have two athletes asking for 113 currently. Victoria Wolk, who wants it for her second attempt, a 3 kilo jump on her 110 opener, and then Dora Tacunte from France, who I suppose could bump up to 114 on that opener. Nothing, yeah.
Well,
I think
Dora has done 120. It's very likely she's going to open heavier than 13.
At 59.
Yeah, I think we could see
that go up.
That move up.
Now, Annie has gone back to her platform rather than sitting on the seats by the tunnel, almost as though she expects to have more time. But she's only got 1 minute and 5 seconds on the clock, and it's not close to get from where she is to the platform. She's got under 1 minute now.
Yeah, we'll see if there's a change here. It's got to be frustrating to have come back from injury. Get this close.
That's the change.
Yeah.
Phew. So she has, as we thought, bumped up to 113. That will call out Dora, who I think she is coming out. I see some movement from the French coaches.
Yeah.
And here she comes.
She is taking the 13.
So 120 is a best at 59.
She did take a 5 kilo jump in the snatch.
Yeah.
So possibly expecting a large jump in the clean and jerk. Needs a total.
Yeah, that 120 she hit at Worlds. Should do a big re-rack here. There we are. Wow.
Yeah, a lot of unique positions and unique situations in her
so
lifting.
much of that is different.
Yeah, the very slow dip in the jerk.
And also in the snatch and in the jerk, just that her gaze is upwards. She's never looking forwards or slightly down as you tend to see. She's looking up, keeps her head sort of tilted upwards.
Yeah,
but it works for her.
One of the strongest athletes here for sure, just not the most efficient.
So it was probably a wise move for Annie to have bumped up because this is now the second athlete out, giving her more time to rest.
Good clean. Yeah. Just left that bar in a bad position. It almost looked as if she didn't really drive the bar properly.
Yeah.
We'll see here.
Nice clean.
Yeah. Yeah, it just wasn't going to happen.
Okay, so this is do or die now for Annie. She went 1 for 3 in the snatch with 89. This to get a total with a 2 for 6 performance. This would put her at 202 in the total. She made 106 at the World Championships.
Best clean so far. Yeah,
I think that's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's any problem with that.
That one has to hold.
Yeah.
3 whites.
Yeah, great lockout. Unbelievable. From 2 lower back fractures to a 202 kilo total at under 64 is very, very impressive. So that's our first athlete to complete their competition here. And it looks like Victoria Wolk on her next attempt is going to be the second athlete to put up a final total. The total to beat from the B category was 202 kilos. So Annie just equaled that there. That 202 was from Garoa Martinez from Spain. She snatched 90 and clean and jerked 112. Let's see if Victoria can nail the jerk on this one.
Yeah.
Amazing that she can make a clean, it looks so perfect, and then lose steam on the stand.
Yeah.
You know, it must be just a touch. You know, they drill their technique so well in Poland, just a hair out of place, and suddenly the power's not there anymore. That's Stu Martin putting in a change. I guess Zoe isn't going to be coming out now. She is the next athlete out at 115.
Let's see where she starts.
She's bumped up to 119 kilos. Oh my word, the second heaviest opener there behind Maria Hanho, who's asked for 120. I think Zoe Smith is going for a medal, not just in the clean and jerk, for a total. You know, she's 5 kilos behind the bronze medalist in the snatch. She only needs 6 kilos more in the clean and jerk to move ahead.
Yeah, it's possible, very much. She has an incredible clean and jerk. If she's opening at 119, it could be within striking distance for sure. Well, before that, though, Ozcan here, 115 opener.
Well, this will help us see the likelihood of Zoe, because this is the athlete who Zoe's likely looking at, thinking, I'm gonna get ahead of you in the total. Whatever Asen does, Zoe will need 6 kilos more. Great job.
Yep, very good 115.
You know, the Turkish lifters have a way of making a clean look pretty much maximal, but then finding a way to get it overhead.
Yeah, very much like the Bulgarians as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes not the strongest recovery, but if they can jerk, they're dangerous.
So that's the leader then. Aysel Ozcan has flown ahead of the rest to 213 kilos. 2 attempts remain. 4 athletes still yet to open. We have the snatch gold medalist Nure Günger. Then there's Ayn Anderson, who placed 7th in the snatch but has a massive opener of 117. Zoe Smith has asked for 119. Then, of course, Maria Hanho at 120 kilos. Looks like Hanna Davidova, though, will be the next athlete out. This will move into second place for now, her final attempt.
It's a 5 kilo jump as well. I have to wonder what she was planning to do. She took 110 but wasn't successful. Took her 2 tries to make it.
It's a strong clean again. But can she lock out? No, it's definitely the jerk that lets her down, unfortunately. And so that's a 2 for 6 performance, 93-110. 203 kilos in total, but she outlifts the B group.
Maria has moved down to 116. She's actually the next lifter here.
Yeah.
First at 116.
Oh, wow.
Got the 98 on the board.
So Maria Hanher did as we expected. We knew she'd drop down. I don't think we thought she would drop down so early to such a light weight and leave so many other incredible lifters with heavier openers than her. Zoe Smith currently has the heaviest opener. I think she's feeling good.
Yeah.
I wonder if the team have just said, look, you're so experienced. Do you just want to go for it?
Right.
You know, we've never won a Europeans. You know, she's won a Commonwealth Games, but
has she won a medal at Europeans?
Must have done. I'd be stunned if she hadn't. Yeah, 2019 she took a bronze.
Okay. Very strong clean for Maria.
Ooh,
but again,
okay.
just looked almost carefree, just kind of rushed right through that, jumped forward even on it.
So many times we've seen the Ukrainians look carefree for 2 attempts and then just find another gear on their 3rd attempt. Yeah, Zoe made that 128 kilo clean and jerk for the bronze medal back in 2021. Sorry, 2019. That's where she had her personal best clean and jerk.
So she's no stranger to clutch lifts.
No, no, absolutely not. But, you know, she's competed on 2 Olympic platforms now as well. 2012 and then 2021. Here's Dora at 116, 3 kilos up. She's playing a pretty smart game here. Small jumps, just furthering her 2nd position.
That big jump forward, we've seen it many times.
Can she be stable in this jerk? She's going to be all over the place, but very impressive. That little sidestep, and yet she's still able to hold on to it.
Stability is, well, stability is not necessarily the game for her, but she's so strong that she just finds a way to save the lifts.
Look at that. She totally hopped forward and then crosses her feet over. And like you said, Max, she dips so slowly.
Yeah, it's very uncharacteristic.
But look at that lockout, those wrists flick back.
So powerful. So Maria's repeating the 116, smart move. She's got 5 kilos.
Yeah, and if she makes it,
snatch.
The reason she dropped there, I think, is to just make lifts that are a kilo heavier than everything that Aisel Ozkan makes.
Yeah.
Let's not forget she's the reigning champ.
It was better clean than the first.
I mean, it's made, but it's not the best jerk we've ever seen.
Yeah, she can tell even, you know, the expression she's got there.
It looks like she puts on some brakes at a certain point where she's not going to squat jerk it. She's not going to go as deep as someone like Camilla Konotop. It almost looks like she just decides, like that's the spot there. And if she's going to get taken down any lower, I don't think she's going to make it.
Yeah, she's looking even to still find that position once she gets there.
Yeah.
You know, it's not as decisive as we've seen with some of the power jerkers out there.
Norigunga opening attempt, the winner after the snatch, 99.
Yeah, she's taking that 1 kilo just to stay ahead.
Yep, she will now move 2 kilos into the lead.
Building a nice lead if she's successful.
Brilliant. Wow.
Yeah.
So fast.
Yeah, strong all around there. Just like in the snatch, just very, very solid.
I love that pull in the clean. The bar stays so close. She is way out over the bar. So much pressure in her hamstrings and lower back. But then she comes back and maintains great trajectory.
Yeah, very powerful explosion.
So Aina Anderson is the penultimate athlete to open up. The last, of course, will be Zoe Smith, who's asked for 119 kilos.
This is only a kilo under Ina's best, 118.
Yeah.
A very heavy opener. Ooh, little forward, but nice readjustment.
Yeah. She used to be a squat jerker. Wow. It's unbelievable that she can do that.
Yeah.
I have no idea how that's possible.
Just so quick to recover.
Yeah. From what I know about having a bar overhead, there's no chance of any moving around that.
Yeah.
It's a concept that is so foreign to me. Just blows my mind. It's so impressive.
Well, it's just how quickly they react.
Yeah.
You can see some of these athletes are just so athletic. They just move right away. You can see that she pushed herself back under immediately. Was not going to miss that.
She maintained her hook grip on the clean, I think. I'll have to take a look on some future attempts. I think she might.
Yeah, opening so close to their best. The Norwegians are just interesting in that way. So Ozcan second at 117
just
here.
Just a 2 kilo jump. Again, just trying to leapfrog Maria Hanher. Not looking for a lead at this point, just looking to move into second behind a teammate. I think she doesn't think that the Ukrainian has another attempt in her. It's a tough clean, but she's got such a good jerk. Oh, not enough today, though.
Yeah, just forward.
Yeah. God, it's proving that this, I thought it was going to be in the low 120s that we were going to see these athletes separate out, but I'm not even sure we're going to make the 20s.
Yeah, we haven't
until Zoe comes out for some attempts.
We haven't seen this for a bit. No one cracked 100 in the snatch, and now it looks like this 120 mark may be out of reach for all but maybe one or two.
Yeah.
Which really favors those that can. If Zoe gets over that 120 mark, she's going to really separate herself. That 5 kilo. 6 kilo deficit in the snatch.
She will need, as it stands, she needs 121 kilos to move into a podium spot.
Yes.
But she might only need 119 kilos to get a medal in the clean and jerk. Maybe a gold.
Yeah, at this point.
With the way things are going. The two Turkish lifters and Ian Anderson all sat there waiting to come out. Nice to see that they've gotten rid of the sofa and have actually provided individual seats for these athletes.
Proper chairs.
Yeah. 4 legs apiece. We haven't seen that. These athletes should be so lucky.
So this will be interesting to see the attempts here. I think people potentially could make some conservative moves. No one wants to be left behind or missed by just a kilo.
It's so close now.
Close as it is.
216 is the winning, or the leading total. 214 in second. 213 in third.
So 118 for Ina. I would be surprised if she takes just a 1 on her second attempt. Yep, she's moved.
I think she'll take a, how big's that jump?
She's taking a 2 kilo jump.
I could see a 2 and then another 1
yeah.
between second and third to 120 kilos. Or at that point, she might be looking for whatever's going to give her a better medal in the clean and jerk.
Yeah, everyone's moved to 19 now, so.
So Esa Ozkan's doing the exact same thing. She just wants to move ahead of Maria Hanher. This to move from third to second. It's 3 kilos below her best, but of course she did used to be a 71 kilo athlete, so she's dropped a considerable amount of body weight to make this category. Oh, it's a very tough stand.
Very tough.
This is going to take every ounce of strength. Almost a better attempt than the second on the jerk, but
that's so hard to gather the energy to make a jerk after a clean like that.
You could see she was grinding out that stand in the clean, and then she just pushed her weight forward a little bit further into her legs. Just here, she comes forward, brings the hips back through.
Yeah, it's so difficult, rounding the low back to get the hips under.
Yeah.
You're just not left with much of anything after that.
Zoe Smith now coming out, the final athlete to open up. 119 kilos. This is enormous. This is going to be for the lead in the clean and jerk, of course. She's not going to get into the medals yet in the total.
Yeah, it puts her in a good position, though. She'll be the first with 119.
This is absolutely enormous. She's stronger than the rest in the clean. I think that's going to hold. She's had issues in the past with elbow wobble, but that is a great opening attempt. Wow, 119 kilos.
She made that
puts her into fourth. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
But only by a kilo.
It's a tight battle. We said this in the beginning, but 10 kilos separated the openers. But at this point,
I would have thought 121 is going to give her a medal. I think that's a safe bet. So only another 2 kilos. That's definitely doable.
Wow. This is a close match here.
So Arne Andersen's going to come out now also for 119 kilos. Very classic move by the Norwegian athletes to just go for 1 kilo personal best on their second attempt. She did it in the snatch. She's now doing it in the clean and jerk. They're playing their own race here. Now she had to, I think, triple bounce out of the clean on the last one. Somehow was able to hold the weight overhead despite a little bit of movement on the jerk.
I think she landed a little forward in that first clean, right on the toes.
That's better.
Much better clean. Wow.
Again, she did the same thing. The depth that she reaches to get under the bar, and then despite there's a bit of lateral movement, the bar sort of tilts over.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stop her from staying under it.
She's tall, long-limbed, but very powerful. You can see there's just so much force going to the bar there.
That's totally unbelievable. And so she is now in fifth, 2 kilos behind Zoe. You know, if you're Ace or Ozcan and you've had all your attempts and you're sat in third, you've got to be a little bit nervous right now looking at these other athletes. And they're all looking at me. Like,
absolutely.
You know, she is dinner right now, and the other athletes are going to try and move ahead.
I mean, there's 6 kilos between the current first and fifth place.
Yeah.
With several attempts left from a few of those lifters. So, hand her here, 119.
This is for the lead.
Yeah. Third attempt, not even what her original opener was. Strong clean, though.
Oh, she's lost it behind.
Yep, she hopped forward a bit too much and pushed it back.
And she just uses that oscillation, I mean, very well, really. She gains a lot of height on the bar, but the trajectory was all off. So not only Zoe needs 121 to move into third, but then she only needs 123 to move into second.
That 21 would be a very smart move. She could secure a medal and then make an assault on the.
She'll take that.
The next placing with a bigger jump.
Nure Gungo will just solidify her lead now. I think we have to assume that she's going to be untouchable here, especially if she makes this. I don't think any of the other athletes are going to be looking to move ahead of her, but certainly her teammate is in a difficult situation with that 213 total. Might not be enough to hold on. This could be our new European champion.
Good clean again.
Nice. Yeah. I think she's too strong for the rest. After such a great snatch at 99 kilos, her lead, I think, is just too much for everybody, because that's put her at 219. You know, she is now 7 kilos ahead of any of the current challengers.
Yeah, she still has another attempt as well. Just a small jump would put her really, nobody could even come close to that.
She's only competed now 4 times internationally, and she's clean and jerked 120, 122, 121. She just made 120 again, so she's always been in this sort of range.
So Dora's up now, 120. This ties her best from a lighter class at 59.
This is a very odd call.
Yeah,
1 more kilo would move her into bronze. But she's got a clean and jerk medal in her mind.
Wow.
Oh, surely she's going to have to.
Yeah.
You know, she's an athlete who doesn't look particularly comfortable in the hole. So where another athlete might just drop back down and try and get a bounce, she really refuses to do so.
You know, it looked almost just like complete inexperience there to rack the bar in the bottom and then make one concerted effort to try and stand and fight through it. A double bounce or a couple of bounces would have been seemingly a better strategy.
Yeah, she really starts pushing totally off bounce.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dora's now out. There are 4 attempts remaining, 2 for Zoe Smith, 1 for Aine Anderson, 1 for Nure Gungo.
So here's Zoe, 121.
This for bronze in the total and the lead in the clean and jerk. But a bronze in the total, this is enormous.
Yeah, huge attempt here. A medal lift in the total. She's done 128.
It's been a few years, but
yeah,
she is so strong.
Oh, better clean than the first.
Great clean.
She's fighting, she's fighting.
She's got to keep fighting.
Can
she hold on? She's got to wait. And that's where the experience comes through. Wow. She can't even believe it.
What confidence. What an incredible fight there.
And she is, I mean, she's guaranteed, unless Aine Anderson decides to go for a massive third attempt, which she won't do because she's going to look for a clean jerk medal. Zoe Smith is a European medalist once again with 1 attempt remaining to move up into the silver if she wants it. Okay, Aine Anderson 121 also.
This would move her into a medal in the clean and jerk.
Well, she's already got a medal, but this will move her into silver medal position for the clean and jerk. And a new personal best for her. That's tough.
Good recovery, though. Wow, big attempt.
Her jerk is just so extraordinary.
Yeah, really solid. She is
wow. Yeah, a tremendous performance. 5 for 6. And Aine Anderson is going to end up in 5th place in the total. 91-121. She currently secured, well, she's definitely secured herself a medal in the clean and jerk. Right now it's silver. Nure Gungo is going to come out with 122 to try and demote that silver to bronze and push Zoe down from gold in the clean and jerk to silver.
Well, so the question here really, I think, is what does Zoe take on her third here?
Well, the nice thing is
silver would be the smart move.
Because Zoe could go for 122, which will be silver in the total and silver in the clean and jerk.
Yeah.
Or she'd go for 123, which would be gold in the clean and jerk and silver in the total.
Yeah.
So it depends.
Does she follow the Norwegian strategy, just the 1 kilo jump?
Yeah, she might need to. Just go for silvers across the board.
Her highest placing is bronze, so.
So this is almost without a doubt our winner. 122 kilos for Nure Gungo. This equals her best, which she hit as a 71. Another great pull, but
just no legs.
No
legs for that.
Such a nice pull, but that means that Zoe Smith has won the gold medal in the clean and jerk. So she doesn't now have to worry about whether or not to do 124. She can do 122.
Yeah, a 1 kilo increase.
A 1 kilo increase now, 122 kilos. This is going to move Zoe from bronze to silver ahead of Maria Hanher from Ukraine.
It's a very smart move. She's lucky that only needs 1 kilo more. She handled that last one very well.
Well, they say that clean and jerks win competitions, and you know she was so far down after the snatch, but she's so incredibly strong here. She's guaranteed a medal in the total. This for the silver. It's a great clean.
Yeah, strong. Oh, so close.
So close, but she is still going to walk away with a gold medal today in the clean and jerk and a bronze medal in the total. Phenomenal performance. The bronze medal to Zoe Smith from Great Britain. The silver to Maria Hanher from Ukraine. 98 snatch, 116. She caused us all a little bit of stress, going 2 for 6, but still walking away with a few medals. And then the gold medal to Turkey, Nure Güngör, 99 in the snatch, 120 kilos in the clean and jerk. Runner-up, of course, Aysel Özkan from Turkey, the silver medalist from last year, 98, 115. And then I think we have to mention that 121 kilo clean and jerk from Ian Anderson. Huge personal best for her, enough for silver medal in the clean and jerk, but 5th in the total. Max, yeah. Amazing to see the silver medalist in the total placing just 5th in the clean and jerks.
Yeah, what a tight session that was. So close.
Yeah, absolutely incredible stuff. That's going to be it from me and Max, but of course we're going to keep the stream going. So if you want to watch the medal ceremony and see Nure Güngör stand at the top with Zoe Smith to her side and Maria Hanher also to the side, then we'll keep that going. But if not, we'll be back in 54 minutes for an extremely exciting looking men's under 73 kilo category.